Hello, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Tino Perez. I'm an assistant professor at the U.S. Army Commanding General Staff College. And here at the college, I lead a special seminar, a scholar seminar, that focuses on the integration of scholarly material into military decision-making processes such as JOP, the Joint Operations Planning process, and the military decision-making process for the Army. I'm kicking off a new initiative, and the initiative consists of a series of video blogs that are meant to be informal yet instructive. I'm giving these blogs in uniform because I am an assistant professor here at the college. However, the intent here is not to convey official college instruction or convey an official curriculum. The intent here is more so to spark debate and discussion about some of the matters that are important to us as military professionals, unified action partners, as we think about the operations that we have to conduct. So the reason that I want to start off this blog is I'd like to explain now. Principally, when military professionals think about our profession, in intellectual terms, we think about ourselves as managers of violence who are engaged in the management of violence. This phrase comes from Samuel Huntington's famous book. We also think about ourselves in terms of having to sharpen our capacity to shoot, move, and communicate. What do soldiers do? Shoot, move, and communicate. We also think of ourselves in terms of our own organizations, and more broadly, .mil-PF. I won't go through those elements right now, but this is a familiar phrase to military professionals. Also, we think about things such as troop deployment schedules, C2 relationships, and task organization. We go in depth into our study of logistics. All of these things are very important to the military professional. We cannot do our job well if we fail our country by not understanding how the management of violence entails each of these types of items. However, I also think, based on the experience since the beginning of the 21st century, and especially since 9/11, that we have other responsibilities in terms of intellectual development. That is, we need to think in depth about our profession. And how it is affected by non-military factors and how we affect non-military factors in the operational environment. Because oftentimes our success hinges not only on our ability to execute these ideas and concepts well, our success also hinges on our ability to understand how these things affect the population. I'd like to read a quote from General Dempsey, where in the Army Capstone Concept, it's dated, it's not the most recent one, but from 2009, he stated, "We operate where our enemies, indigenous populations, culture, politics, and religion intersect and where the fog and friction of war persists." This comes from the old Army Capstone Concept, but I don't think that the idea is false. We have to know how our lethal operations affect politics, governance, economics, culture, identity, and ethical considerations in the environment, and then how those considerations in turn affect what we do. So that's the principal idea. Military advice and a military professional's ability to render military advice has to extend beyond the mere advice concerning the employment of our weapon systems, the achievement of joint effects, the integration of our warfighting functions. We also, when rendering military advice, whether as an S3 or an XO, as a commander to an XR commander, or as a chief of staff to a higher command authority, we always have to think of military advice in terms of how lethal employment of weapon systems affects these things. So once again, informal. These aren't formal scholarly papers. This isn't a formal program of instruction. However, it is meant to spark discussion, and I think it'll be useful. The first series of blogs after this one that I'll be focusing on are going to focus on design. And here I talk about the Army design methodology and also the joint doctrines operational design. So stay tuned. Thank you.